How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. We are reacting to the X-Files with episode 2 of this first season. So yeah, second episode entirely. And I'm looking forward to checking it out because I was really impressed with that first episode. It was a blast and it was absolutely thrilling to watch. Especially, of course, setting up the dynamic with Mulder and Scully. A bit of mystique, of course, within the Bureau. Especially given that ending, that Raiders of the Lost Ark ending that we had. So yeah, but it was really, really good stuff. I really enjoyed that first episode, and I'm hoping that the appreciation can extend from here on out, from here onwards. So with that said, why don't we get into this episode of the X-Files? It's episode 2 of this season. Let's go. So, a stolen military vehicle. Yeah. You can't GTA this shit.
We got him, but he's gonna need a doctor.
Oh shit.
Or something.
He got real messed up! What the heck? It's blisters and all that shit. What the hell happened? And who took his clothes? Ooh. Intro! Ooh!
Something you couldn't show me at work?
Let's get a table.
Uh-oh. He's gonna try and fall. He's gonna try and eavesdrop.
That's Colonel Robert Book gone unanswered. Last month, she contacted the FBI and reported it as a kidnapping.
What reason would the military have to kidnap one of their own pilots?
That's the $64,000.
It's kind of area. I mean, I made a mention of this last episode, but
6 pilots have been listed missing.
Area 51 asks. Military involved.
Military will say.
Am I missing something here?
Let's just say this case has a distinct smell to it. A certain paranormal bouquet. Excuse me.
It's just alluring him.
What?
The military will not tolerate an FBI investigation.
Well, you shouldn't be eavesdropping.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I can be of help to you. I've had a certain interest in your work.
Oh shit.
I advise you to drop the case.
He's not gonna.
I can't do that.
You have much work to do, Agent Mulder. Don't jeopardize the future of your own.
This is just not something that involves your oh god. Your contribution. And he's gone, hasn't he? What the hell? Where the hell did he just disappear off to?
Failed to tell me a few things. This isn't some UFO goose chase you're leading.
Someone tapping into the phone or some shit?
Are you there, Mulder?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Because they told Mulder, lay off.
Bob would get so angry he'd yell at the kids for no reason, and then he would shake.
You're
like
just
he was
completely
having a
different
seizure.
person.
Did he ever talk about his work?
It was never discussed, even before
Gonna,
the problems.
you know, have hush-hush elements
I knew
to
that
it.
He worked on, yeah, Verla McLennan's husband. He went kind of crazy, but it's not like he didn't get to come home.
Ooh, all right. Is that him?
What did you make of Uncle Fester down the block?
Oh, it's called stereotypy.
Wow, there's no
It's a syndrome
need.
produced by extreme stress. POWs have been known to suffer from it. They've studied it in zoo animals.
Yeah, but these
Oy.
guys aren't zoo animals. They're test pilots. They're not supposed to fold under pressure. They're supposed to thrive on it.
And yet something
Every
messed
year
them
something called
up.
the Aurora-
You're just looking around. UFO nuts mostly, but it's not every day we get FBI.
Jesus, that is so close.
By the time you hear them, they're already gone.
Then again, I'm guessing it's a situation of you can't complain if you
Not at liberty
moved
to
here.
comment. Who's the photographer?
Various and sundry. I took the one on the end there.
You're kidding. Where?
Is that an Imperial Star Destroyer? I'm kidding.
The GS quadrant map.
I know. Let's go.
You know?
Huh?
Where are we going?
We got our own map, sucker.
Oh shit!
Scully, wake up!
There was no problem with that. Okay, I mean, I know you two are the only ones there, but you really gotta keep your door open? Oh, fanatics. Ah! You gotta think, though, that Mulder and Scully aren't the only two to have seen any kind of shenanigans go down.
He didn't do anything.
Is that Seth Green? Is that Seth Green? Jesus Christ!
Come on!
Oz!
Get back and listen to some tunes and watch the air show.
We ever chase
He's
that?
really going
First time, right?
for the
Our
Willow
friends showed us a
look.
hole in the bench about a year ago.
Oh, one time they dropped these bombs. Whoa.
Yeah, it was kind of heavy. Oh,
Get out of there.
there's this place, Star Wars, Cybertech, newfangled hardware, right?
I did say the triangular thing was the Star Destroyer.
Cruise right over Saddam's house, you know? You'd be like, what?
This is a photo of a UFO that reportedly crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947.
Roswell,
Now, I know you don't believe that story.
famous
so just hear me
reference.
out. Now, Ellen's Air Base, the same base that we're at right now, identified flying objects. I think that fits the description.
They're
pretty well.
unidentified!
Tell me I'm
And they're
crazy.
flying!
Mulder, you're crazy. And it still doesn't explain to me what happened to Colonel Budahas.
Yeah. Without leading towards another subject to, you know, question over in terms of, hey, what are these?
Is not my husband.
Honey, who are these people?
He looks like it, but his mind's... I'm guessing it's like his mind's been altered.
That is not him.
And the names of your kids.
Josh and Leslie. They're right there.
Oh, I wonder if, like, basic information's there, but his personality's changed.
Green
Like,
Bay.
whatever happened messed him up.
Bet you remember the Super Bowl of '68 doing Immelman at a sustained 8 Gs. Is that possible?
Oh, oh, oh. It's like...
I don't.
Oh. It's like there is something that's trying to stop him from saying something.
Go in there and erase certain files.
Then you explain it to me.
There are types of amnesia that...
This is not amnesia. I think it's something far more deliberate and insidious.
As if...
All I'm
you
saying
saw
is
how
that
he
the
was
science and medical
stuttering.
Technology to do what you are suggesting does not exist.
I mean, you saw how when Mulder was asking the hard-hitting questions, that there was a moment where it was like you... I don't know. It's kind of like he wanted to say something, if that made sense, but there was just something in his head that was like, you're not saying shit. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think we're gonna really, like, episode 2, we're gonna jump into an idea of shapeshifter, like, Mrs. Budahas, you know, was saying, that's not my husband and all of that. His brain has been scrambled. But, again, it's like, as he said, selective memory drain. He'll know certain bits of information, but when Mulder asks the hard-hitting questions, that's when it's like, Nope, we're not doing that. We are not doing that, folks. Lord Men in Black here.
You think if maybe we ignore him, he'll go away?
Please, step out of the car.
Ask for Tommy Lee Jones, and then we'll talk.
Phone was being tapped.
What?
Why would they go to all this trouble? Out of a need for security? Security of what?
Suspicious, methinks.
I think there's a huge conspiracy here, Scully.
Tinfoil hat on.
UFO here. I'm
Shaw was simply an experimental plane. Like the stealth bomber or this Aurora project.
Ooh.
Doesn't the government have a right and a responsibility to protect its secrets?
Yes.
Oh.
But at what cost? When does the human cost become too high for the building of a better machine?
Yeah. Especially if these people
are
are being
questions we have
sacrificed.
no business asking.
Shit.
Don't go past the edge of the tall weeds.
Jesus, I mean, he is ballsy. I don't care
You
how to...
landmines and junk? Hey!
Oh no. You'll be fine! I think. What the shit? What the shit?! Oh my god! I don't think you're outrunning these guys, my guy. He's trying his luck. There's no way! There is no way in hell!
No!
Oh no.
Come on, hold up.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a call to Washington, D.C. and
He's gonna have no memory, is he, about this?
Hi. I was just looking for you.
Yeah, you didn't collect your gun.
I knocked.
Oh, I thought there was nothing in there!
Get in the car! Hands on the car! Do it!
Put the gun down. I don't think I can do that.
I think you can. Or I'm gonna have every newspaper in America out here writing about your experimental aircraft.
Oh my god! Cook Queen! Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no no no.
And put your hands on the wheel where I can see them.
Look at Scully. She is killing this.
You do anything stupid in this situation could get big in a hurry.
Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that.
Scully,
What?
how did I get here?
Oh my god. That is so...
Anything more than when we got here. And that's what I'm gonna write in my field report. Let's get out of here, Mo.
Unless she's starting to suspect some
Fast as
shit.
we can.
I saw something.
As I said, I can provide you with information, but only so long as it's in my best interest to
Oh
do so.
shit.
What is your interest?
The truth.
Is that it?
I did see something. To the contrary, is not entirely dissuasive.
Fair enough. They might say it's bullshit.
They're here, aren't they?
Mr. Mulder, they've been here for a long, long time.
There's nothing to kind of put you off, is there? Very mysterious. Very mysterious, that guy. Bar guy, I'll call him, because we saw him at the bar. But... God. That is so... Like... You know, it was so fun how this was, like, very Area 51-esque. I guess you could say, really. I mean, that's it. Like, you have this military base that might be testing, that might be using alien tech or whatever, and they're keeping things very, very hush-hush. Now, I imagine there would be a bit more of a fatal means when it comes to, you know, the likes of Area 51, right? Probably shit we can't show on this, but it's still putting someone through unimaginable, like, agony, really, in terms of wanting to say shit, and yet there is, like, a block going on, in a sense. It doesn't completely erase the person they are, which, you know, as Mulder, like, Mulder's still very insistent on pursuing this and all of that. And that's the person he is deep down to his core. And it just removes any kind of secret information so that they might have seen. But it felt very interesting. Like I said, it felt like a complete defeat, especially for Mulder, but it was very interesting. So yeah, that was pretty epic stuff for that second episode. And I did love how the stakes were raised a little bit with this episode. With that pilot episode, you're going to establish dynamics, characters, and all that jazz, what this show practically deals with. And funnily enough, this episode really had the stakes raised with what happened to Mulder, with his memory being erased, like with the pilots. And not just that, though, but even Scully, she was going above and beyond to make sure that Mulder, attacking an official, essentially, was just really ballsy stuff from her, and I just really loved how badass she was, so yeah. But, again, the stakes have been raised, definitely, and it is so interesting because there is... Not just with what that guy said towards the end about that they have been here for a long time, but with what he saw with the UFOs, basically. It is interesting how, I feel like as a viewer, I come into this already acknowledging, extraterrestrial life out there. I'm just very curious to see how, or what kind of story they do over the course of 10 years, really, in terms of this whole mystique going on here, because I doubt that the public will be made aware, especially if it's going to parallel to real life. I mean, you have your suspicions, but no one's going to really make it public, so yeah, but it will be very interesting because they have that little moment. I mean, we saw the lights in the last episode, and then we see Mulder confront that craft, and then his memory gets wiped by the military officials. So, and now it's like they're back to square one in a sense. This is a whole defeat, really, because Mulder can't really remember what went down when he went to investigate at the base. Scully has to ground herself, really, when it comes to this whole situation with the missing with the missing colonel, with Budahas, and it's, she can just say, well, Mulder saw this and that, but there is, no acknowledgement, really, in terms of what Mulder saw. She can't testify that, okay, yeah, there must be some kind of UFO shit going on there, because Mulder got his brain scrambles. Why would they do that? So, it's not it's not really a thing that would be unrealistic, I would imagine. Even if you eliminated the UFO portion of that, where you might have your memory rewired, you might be hypnotized, etc. So there is no confirmation for Scully. For Mulder, obviously there was in his mind. But he's also one person who, before entering the base, has a very deep passion about exploring the UFOs and extraterrestrial life and all that jazz. So, it does feel like a bit of a loss in a sense, doesn't it? So, yeah, but it was really fascinating. So. And, of course, they were going to make this very loose to Area 51. And I guess they really ripped off that Band-Aid pretty neatly in terms of Because I feel like that was an inevitable adaptation, right? I mean, it is a pretty well-known place in the world that is pretty much guarded off. And not just that, though, but the tourists and all of that. I mean, there have been people who have been, camping outside the walls of Area 51. And I've even actually seen a few people try to go as far as possible into the, entrances of Area 51 and all of that, because there are going to be some people who are going to be absolutely curious, and it's not really worth, like, when Seth Green, I guess, great sighting, of course, with Buffy, but when those two stoners encouraged Mulder to go into the base, you just worry, because I mean, they'll have snipers and they'll potentially meddle with his memory as well if he sees something that he shouldn't. So yeah, but it was really great stuff. And it was just very interesting to see how Mulder will go to get to know the truth. And now that he's got that guy towards the end who could get answers and all of that, and cryptically situated that, well, they have been here for a long time. He's going to go as far as it will take to get acknowledgement of the truth. And even Mulder is aware of the fact that he can't remember something. Which is just going to push the ante further. As I said, it's not like they completely gave him amnesia. It's just removing selective information, as Mulder did say earlier in the episode, when it came to Budahas, and how he really tested his knowledge about anything that he might have seen. He wanted to say something, and yet there was like a block, a selective memory drain. It doesn't eliminate who you are, and that's what I'm talking about in terms of Mulder wanting, like, it's not going to completely destroy his desire on exploring the unknown, exploring extraterrestrial life. It's like it's like a necessity for him. So yeah, and I think that's what that might be an Achilles heel for. I mean, I doubt we're gonna explore that base again, but it will keep their side of things secretive in terms of alien technology. So yeah, they can continue building crafts and all that jazz with alien tech, and we might never hear from them again, just because of how alike it is for Area 51. Because there have been people who will try to get the truth, and it just doesn't go in their favor. So, again, there is an inevitability, especially when you've got someone like Mulder. So yeah, and you get to see them two come at odds, really, because for Scully, she's so adamant on the fact that, well, the Budahas thing, he's returned home, and we can't really do anything more. But with Mulder, he knows that there is something more in terms of the whole alien situation, in terms of him going so far to uncover the truth, really. So yeah, but it is nice to see that Scully will do anything as well to save Mulder. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was just really fun, this episode. Yeah, it was just fun to get a further insight in terms of Mulder, and how he's just willing to, as I've said, do whatever it takes. And you just even reflect that guy towards the end, and I'm pretty certain that, especially with at least he didn't go out say "I told you so," but he is willing to, I guess, really for Mulder, there will be that little bit of an assistance, really, in terms of exploring, the unknown. And that could be beneficial. So I expect to see him throughout maybe this first season, if anything. So yeah, but it was really, really fun stuff. And it was very interesting to really rip off that band-aid, not just in terms of, okay, well, we've got to do the Area 51 shit, but also in terms of Mulder getting his really first, I guess, because I think he only saw the light with that first episode. But this was right in his face. Sadly, though, those soldiers had another they had another say in the matter, so it really didn't work out to his favor. But it was very interesting to go through in this episode. So yeah, and I am very curious to see where things will go, because over the course of the episodes, you're just imagining that things are going to get pushed closer and closer to. Especially Scully finding out about, getting fully involved, getting to that idea of, I see what you mean, Mulder. So, but, it's just going to be very intriguing to see where things will go over the course of this show entirely, really. So, yeah, but, that was awesome. That was awesome stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check out my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. And I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!